All right, fellas. Got the Last Chance Archery Easy Green right here. Gonna try doing a DIY draw board / draw mechanism. And basically gonna get some 1.5" tubing, slide down inside here, both sides. One will be the post for the actual bow. One will be the actual winch mechanism. Went to onlinemetals.com, purchased a foot of 1.5" by 12 gauge square tubing. Cut it down the length what I want. 3/4 inch round bar, hot rolled. And a 5" by, I think it's a 5x4 inch plate, 12 gauge. Cut it to length, drilled it. Ready to go for that. That's all gonna be put onto a little winch off of Amazon here called the Tight Winch. Seem to have decent reviews, 600 pounds. Excessive, but for being about 20 some bucks, that's what I'm going with. Anyways, I'm gonna weld it up, weld up the other one, and slap her in there. I should have got more than a foot of this because my intent was to slide the 3/4 inch bar inside of it and weld it like that. Didn't get enough because I'd rather have more inside of the body of the press. But I just happen to have some 12 gauge 1.5 by 1.5 angle in here. I can actually get a better weld in there because I can actually see what I'm welding at. So I'm gonna throw that in there like that. Anyway, let's have at it. Welding's done. Just gonna polish it up a little bit where I scored it a little bit with the vice grips over there. Paint it, and I have to cut a little raceway right here because there's a screw inside there. I'm not sure it's gonna show. Probably not. There's a screw right inside there. Anyways, once I do that, paint, and then yeah, we'll see what happens. I thought about drilling a hole in the side and just putting a pin or something to help secure it. Sorry, I'm not even looking what I'm doing. Drilling a hole in the side of this as well as that potentially to try to help secure it, but I think there's enough meat inside of it to stop it from wanting to back out. All right, we'll see. Painted up, still drying there, off gassing a little bit, but that's what it looks like. And get some time to go ahead and bolts up the winch. Lastly, went ahead and installed this Alien Pros. It's your designer back grips, or well, it's for baseball, but tennis racks, whatever. Give a sticky texture and protection on this, so it won't, go right into the riser of my bow or the hand grips. Don't let it hurt it. So, yep, put it on there. Fits just fine. All right. Should have clarified at the beginning, but no, I'm not Super Dave Osborne. Just got a pretty nasty cold. So, put it up in here, and I did try it out before I recorded this because I don't want to complete fool myself, but it's still scary nonetheless doing it every time. So I don't have a safety line that goes around here like the Last Chance Archery one does. I might have to go ahead and invest with something, system for that, maybe some paracord just tied around here, put it around in case my dealer fails, that kind of thing. The same thing goes, they have like a rubber band wrap that they put around the grip or the riser right here that hangs onto here just in case this thing wants to wobble. But once you put this thing under load at all, it straightens right out, it's a little bit more stiff. It's also pretty sketchy because right now I've just got 2 little clamps holding this thing up, but it seems to suffice. So threw an arrow in there because my arrows are currently uncut, 32 inches long, and I shoot black eagle carnivores or outlaws, depending on what my weight is right now. But so they're sticking out about an inch and 1/8 in front of the shelf of the riser right here. So I might ask you guys' opinion on where you think I should cut, because I think I could save a little bit of weight higher if I cut back a little further. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and engage it. I'm gonna hold the riser just because it's kind of sketch, but And then you're watching as you're coming closer and closer to the cables touching contact with the stops on these switch weight mines. That's how Matthew does it. There you go. All right, so the winch is my macro adjustment. When I get down to where it's pretty close, almost up to the stops, I can go to my smaller, more minute adjustment right here on the press itself, and go ahead and extend that out. In fact, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right now, it's a fine line right there, just a small gap between the stop and my cable. On the bottom, if I can get the focus, that is, it looks like it's almost touching already. So it's close. It might just be because the bottom one looks a little more worn, and that might be an indication of something in itself, but it doesn't look like it's entirely bedded into the stop because it's sort of a, you'll see in a second. So if anything, it looks like the bottom one is making contact before the top one is, which is a slight bit out of out of time. So I might retard the bottom one and or advance the top one by putting it in the press and just doing a half twist on one of these cables. I believe that's what would bring this more into time. It's my first time with a bow press. That's what I've been reading online and talking about some of this stuff with the guys on Archery Talk. So also, as you can see, this is what we're talking about as far as arrow length. What do you guys recommend? Cut it back flush with the shelf, be a little more ballsy and put it out here mid. Some guys says, oh, as long as it's in front of the riser, you'll be all right. But it's got to clear the riser. So maybe it's out here somewhere, but I think I should at least do it down here. I've just been a little more of a chicken, especially since I just started archery. Like, oh yeah, you'll play it safe, put it in front of your hand so you don't do something stupid. Well, I can still do something stupid and put my long fingers out there, and it's a wrap. So right now I'm shooting Black Eagle Carnivores, 32-inch uncut, like I probably already mentioned, but yeah, this is it, guys. And then also, as a warning, when you're gonna let down, you're gonna hold the switch handle pretty tight. You're gonna pull it up a little bit, disengage the dog, put it in the opposite direction, and then slowly pay out. Because if you don't, that thing will, and just yeet that arrow into whatever's, into my garage door. So, fellas, I appreciate your time. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. God bless.